Holiday Hoops inside the shoe here on the campus of Lenoir-Rhyne University in this presentation of the South Atlantic Conference on the Bears Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing. Eric Bach, Chris Rickenbaugh, so glad you're spending part of your Saturday afternoon with us as the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears welcome in the Tusculum Pioneers into the shoe for a crucial conference game before the new year and before the holiday kicks off, Chris. Both teams coming off wins. The Bears here on Wednesday night against a really good Anderson team. Got an all-world performance from Lenoir-Rhyne. Scored 39 points, including 16 in the fourth quarter to carry the Bears to a victory. Tusculum also coming in off a win over Newberry, who comes in here on Monday to play the Bears. But, Chris, this is a really good Tusculum team from a year ago. They won the SAC tournament, won their first NCAA tournament game since 2010. So the Bears, even though they got just a fantastic performance from Lenoir-Rhyne on Wednesday night to kind of carry them to victory, if they want to keep that winning streak going, they're going to need – Harmon's going to need some help from some of the other role players on this Bear team.
Absolutely, and like you said, Harmon had an all-star night. 39 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 100% from the free throw line, 8 for 8. That's not easy either. She's only missed 2 free throws on the whole year, so that's definitely something to mention. But Dillinger also had a night, 7 rebounds. Hudson, 12 points and 2 steals. And like you said, Emily Harmon is the main player for this team. They're going to live and die by her. She needs to be scoring those points, but not every single point. Spreading the ball around is going to create a couple more opportunities for her, and it's going to really help out this team staying sharp from the free throw line and rebounding. They got out-rebounded the other night, and you could kind of see it, but Emily Harmon just really stole the night. Hannah McClung's still in the lineup. She's probably the best ball handler we've seen for this Lenoir-Rhyne women's team over the past 4 years. She's just so consistent, and she can deal out the ball. So we're going to see a pretty good matchup because Tusculum's got some players too. Belton with 135 points on the year, so 5. She's about the Emily Harmon for the Pioneers. She's got 93 rebounds, team leader, and then Henry has 17 steals on the year, so this is going to be an active team.
And one big boost for Tusculum is they got Brianna Dixon back. The honorable mention, the SAC performer last year, played her first game of the season against Newberry and scored 21 points, didn't really miss a beat. So she really has provided a boost of late for Tusculum as they try to take a road win today. The national anthem is now here inside the shoe, and we'll have starting lineups coming up after this. Let's take a look now at the starting lineups for this game. First for the Bears of Lenoir-Rhyne. One change, Blakely Crooks enters the starting lineup for the first time this year, replacing Hannah McClung, but the same 4 other than Crooks. Crooks, the sophomore from Morganton, had 4 points in 21 minutes against Anderson. They really think she turned the corner in the second half of last year as far as the speed and physicality of the college game. And Graham Smith, despite the win on Wednesday, still shuffling the starting lineup just a little bit. But the other 4, Lindstrom, Hudson, obviously Harmon, and Dillinger, the freshman from Waxhaw, who has now started the last 5 after coming off the bench in the first 3. She's the second leading scorer on this team, but only had 1 point against Anderson on Wednesday and is also the leading rebounder with 7.8 rebounds per game. It feels like Dillinger's going to be a big key to the game today for the Bears.
Absolutely. I mean, she's been in it all season, 88 points, 62 rebounds, and 13 blocks. Those are pretty big numbers for somebody just coming into the program, and those are numbers that, I mean, should be looked at as you should be getting more opportunities, and I think that's what Coach has seen, and she's definitely going to get those opportunities if she's putting up those numbers.
Starting lineups are presented by Everett Chevrolet here in Hickory. Let's take a look at Tusculum's starting lineup now. The Pioneers, Julia Arnwine, Lexi Patty, Jordan Rogers, who normally is the sixth player off the bench, gets to start today. Brianna Dixon, as I mentioned, just her second game back, second game of the season after she scored 21 points in her season debut against Newberry. And then Maya Belton, her backcourt mate, 12.3 points per game and 8.5 rebounds per game, scored 17 points against Newberry. This is a team that has a lot of experience under second-year head coach Megan Price, who took them to the tournament last year, got their first tournament win since 2010. So this is a strong Tusculum squad. They haven't gotten off to the start I think that they hoped for this year, but still lots of basketball to play. And this is a game that Tusculum really feels like they need, I think, today in the shoe.
Yeah, it's going to be a big SAC matchup, and this could be a game we see later on in the tournament too for the big trophy. So I think we're going to see a good matchup. Belton and Harmon, I think it's going to be a good show.
Ball is up, and off we go as Harmon grabs the opening tip and the first possession to Lenoir-Rhyne here on this December Saturday afternoon, 1 week away from Christmas, Chris.
Yeah, hard to believe. It was 70 yesterday.
It was. Harmon scoop shot doesn't go, and we have a held ball to start as Lindstrom tied up Belton under the basket, and the arrow favors the Pioneers. Tusculum has really struggled to score the basketball this year, under 60 points per game, 11th out of 13 teams in the SAC in scoring. So it's something as the new year winds down and the Pioneers roll into 2022 that they just got to score the ball better. It's really just as simple as that.
Yeah, everybody's still figuring out their teams, but they're 2-5 in the conference, and that's something to think about early.
There's a kick and a three-pointer for Dixon. And the rebound to Emily Harmon, who's also second on the team in rebounding after Dillinger. She had 8 rebounds in addition to 39 points. Hudson spins and has the first bucket of the game. She's so physical, and when she can get to that shoulder, she's hard to stop. $12 points per game. Just over 40% field goal percentage for Brandy. Tough shot there for Arnwine that missed short, and the rebound to Lindstrom.
This is where the Bears need to slow down and really run their plays. Let's not go one-on-one just yet. I think that's going to be off the foot. I think it's going to stay with the Bears, though.
Kick ball there on Tusculum.
Yeah, really just settling down, running the plays. I think we got into a little bit of a track meet during Anderson, and that really changed the momentum, especially with the press, and they handled that really well.
Lindstrom can shoot it from out there and knocks down her first 3 of the game. She doesn't shoot it a ton. That's only her 7th make. She's 7 for 11 from behind the line this year.
Yeah, shoot it when you know you can make it, and that's shooting with confidence, 7 for 11.
Quick 5-0 start for the Bears. Dixon in the lane, lost it on the way up, but was able to shovel it out to Arnwine, who will take the 3 and knock it down. What a great effort there by Dixon to stay with that play, and leads to the 3 from Arnwine.
Yeah, that's 107 points on the season so far. This Tusculum team's going to go after those rebounds, so the Bears really got to be persistent in that.
Dillinger, as I mentioned, only 1 point against Anderson, got into traffic and gets called for 3 seconds. And Graham Smith says, Maddie, shoot the ball.
Yeah, held on to it and thought just a little bit too long.
So Jordan Rogers running the point for Tusculum. As I mentioned, she normally comes off the bench. Straightaway 3 this time for Belton. That finds the bottom, and 2 threes in a row give Tusculum their first lead.
Tusculum came into the game shooting 30% from the three-point line, and that's pretty good for that far of a shot and that tough of a shot. But if Lenoir-Rhyne's going to protect the inside, there's going to be a lot of open shots along the perimeter.
Harmon doesn't take a ton of threes. She's more of a slasher. Most of her points came in the paint and from the free throw line. As Crooks will pull a three, that one goes off back iron, but Lindstrom's able to run it down. Dillinger an open shot off the feet from Hudson. Rebound cleared by Dixon. Honorable mention sack a year ago. She just changes the whole look of this team as Patty gets into the lane and grabs her own miss, but then throws a bad pass to Belton and a turnover for Tusculum.
A little bit sloppy here early, but still just too early into the game. Lots of energy right now.
Hudson already has one bucket and gets whistled for the offensive foul into the chest of Dixon that time. She can tend to do that sometime. Turns into a little bit of a bull in a china shop down there in the paint at times. Just got to be careful as that's her first. She's run into foul trouble in a few different games this year, but let's take a look at the Smangler replay. Before the shot there, as Rogers draws the foul on Dillinger. That's her first, second on the Bears. Rogers, the junior from Grand Prairie, Texas, is a transfer. Just under 9 points per game for her. Little orange dash in her hair. Matches the black and orange uniforms for the Pioneers. Pressure defense there from Lindstrom bothers her. 2 on the shot clock. She's got to hurry. Floater from the elbow misses. And that one's tipped out of bounds by Belton back to LR.
Lindstrom's playing pretty far out beyond the perimeter playing defense. She needs to be using her 6'2" size just down inside the paint. She's the tallest player on the court, and she needs to use that where it's going to be the most valuable. Chasing around midcourt's not going to help that.
Lidstrom already made one through. That one got partially blocked there by Dixon, and Dillinger fouled there on the rebound as she fought for it. That one is on Maya Belton, her first, and the first on Tusculum. But after that 5-point spurt for the Bears to start the game, they haven't scored in 3 minutes. Hudson trying to change that and does. Good feed from Harmon off the inbound. Brandy's got 4 quick points, and here comes Tusculum the other way. Rogers kicks. Open 3 for Patty. Off the front iron, rebound to Harmon. She's such a good rebounding guard. Just does it all for Graham Smith.
And such a dynamic player, you wouldn't think that.
What a pass to Crooks. Off the glass. She's a distributor. She just does it all. She wasn't originally committed to LR. She was committed to Graham Smith at William Peace, where he came to Hickory from, and she followed him here. And what a blessing that was for this LR women's basketball team as she grabs another rebound off the miss from Armline. It's her move behind the back, but a good defense there from Rogers. Dillinger gets into the lane and lays it in with the left hand.
This 5 on the court for the Bears right now, just really good chemistry. All new players, too. The only one that was here last year was, 2, Harmon and Crooks. Harmon can just dish it out. You wouldn't think being the highest scorer she would have all of these assists, but she's leading in assists on the team.
Basically leading in every category possible. Tusculum's got 3 threes in the game, including that one from Maya Belton. Only shoots at about 32% from the outside. The Pioneers are 3 for 5 from behind the deep line to start. They're 0 for 6 from 2-point range to start this game as Crooks finds a lane, gets to the rim, and lays it in. Bit of a defensive lapse there for Tusculum.
Yeah, lots of eyes on Harmon on the outside, and that just opens up the lane. And I think that's what Emily Harmon brings with those assists. She's making everybody a threat and makes this team really, really good.
Good offensive start for the Bears. They're 6 for 10 from the floor. Open three again for Patty, and she knocks it down.
Wow.
All 12 points for Tusculum on 4 threes, and it's a 1-point game. Both teams shooting it well to start this one. And an offensive foul there on Dillinger. So that's her second. That's a big call in this game as McBride will come in. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back. First media timeout here in the first quarter at the Shoe. What a start we've had, 13-12 LR.
Celebrate great with Carolina West Wireless. Great new phones and a great customer experience, all on our great nationwide high-speed network. Stop by today and get big savings on select Samsung smartphones, like $350 off the Samsung Galaxy S20 and S20 Plus, and $350 off the Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra. The great savings continue with 4 lines of unlimited data for just $35 a month per line. Celebrate great savings and go stay connected wherever your travels take you.
Welcome back to the Shoe. Just underway here on this doubleheader between Lenoir-Rhyne and Tusculum on this Saturday before Christmas. Eric Bach and Chris Rickenbaugh, glad you're along with us. Both teams off to a decent shooting start, but Tusculum has lived behind the three-point line. They're 4 for 6. 3 different players have made a three, including Lexi Patty, but she missed that one, and it goes back to LR. But, Chris, we talked in the open about the supporting cast needing to help Emily Harmon scoring-wise, and all 13 points have come from everyone but Harmon. Emily's yet to score in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think this game has gone pretty much according to plan for the Bears so far. And, I mean, even if you look on the offensive side, everybody's scoring. But look at the defensive side. They've scored Tusculum scored 4 threes as Harmon's going to take that shot. But the Pioneers have scored 4 threes, so they're protecting the inside. They're 0 for 7 from inside the arc. That's going to be really tough to hold up over time, so I think the Bears just need to keep doing what they're doing defensively and offensively, and they're going to start pulling away here.
Dillinger traveled there as she got her footwork a little bit mixed up in the paint. So a couple turnovers for Maddie to start. That was such an area of improvement for LR in the Anderson game. They turned it over 29 times against Catawba in a loss and only 14 times against Anderson on Wednesday in a win. So it's a pretty large key to success for the Bears. They cut their turnovers in half and beat a good Anderson team.
Absolutely. So if you watch the Bears defense right here where they kind of crowd the middle when they drive in, and that leaves everybody along the arc open. That's going to be a tough shot every time.
First 2 of the game for Tusculum comes from Arnwine. Just under 12 points per game for the graduate student from Knoxville. This is her 5th year playing for Tusculum. She took the COVID year, decided to finish out this year's. Dillinger's shot might have gotten partially blocked by Belton and another held ball. This one will stay with the Bears as Belton goes down in a heap there as her teammates surround her and help her up. 12 on the shot clock for LR. Bears scored off an inbound play the last time they had this situation. Harmon to Hudson. This time they get it into Dillinger. McClung in the game off the bench. Normally she starts. It's Harmon late clock. Gets fouled, they say, by Jordan Rogers there in the corner. So maybe a bit of a bailout there for the Bears, but they'll take it as that's the first foul on Rogers and the second on Tusculum. Hudson drives strong, got blocked. Dillinger just mauled there in the paint. Her shot gets rejected there by Dixon. Here comes Tusculum. Open three for Belton. Off back iron. Rebound to Harmon. She's already got 5 rebounds, even though she hasn't scored yet.
Yeah, expect him to keep going to Dillinger, using her size. When she tries to get down, it just doesn't seem like that's going to work. She needs to use her height and get over instead of trying to go under.
Dixon's just a spark of energy as Arnwine knocks down her second three of the game. Tusculum's 5 for 10 from behind the line here in the first quarter and has their largest lead so far at 4 points.
Yeah, this one's going to be a shootout today. I would expect it to go down to the wire if Tusculum keeps shooting like this.
This Bear defense maybe is exactly what the doctor ordered for Tusculum, a team that's struggled to score the ball this year. Bears second to last in field goal percentage defense as Harmon's floater spins out, but she grabs the offensive rebound. And the shot clock turns off here at the end of the first quarter, so the Bears can hold. They play off of Armin. She gets in the lane. Her floater again in and out. Twice in the same possession for Harmon. His Arnwine shot is late. But an up and down, action-packed first quarter here inside the shoe. Finds Tusculum ahead by 4, 17-13 on the road. This is South Atlantic Conference basketball on the Bear Sports Network.
Emergencies don't wait. Get to the hospital. Accidents happen. Get well soon. When it hurts to move forward, tackle your pain. Don't make your health wait. See your doctor. Your health means everything.
Second quarter about to go here in the shoe as the Spirit of LR marching band makes another appearance. They were here on Wednesday night for the first time this year. Eric Bach and Chris Rickenbaugh, glad you're with us on this Saturday afternoon here from the shoe. 4-point lead for Tusculum to start quarter number 2. They shot 40% from the floor, but 50%, 5 for 10 from behind the three-point line. All but one field goal in that first quarter was a 3 for Tusculum.
Yeah, I guess this isn't out of the ordinary. Last game versus Newberry, Arnwine had 5 3-pointers. So them getting off to a hot start beyond the arc isn't anything out of the ordinary. Just a little bit different, but I mean, they can shoot the 3, 30%, just shooting a little bit better than that. But I think as the game goes on, we're going to see that number get a lot closer to 30.
McClung's still in the game. Kicks it out. An open 3 for Tatum McBride. It's a little bit too strong, but Crooks the offensive rebound. Dumps it off to Hudson, and 1. She's so strong and will have a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Yeah, Lindstrom and Hudson, both very physical players right down inside the paint, and that's what you really need, especially rebounding and getting those second chance points. They didn't have a lot of second chance points in against Anderson, but they're really going after it today.
First foul on Dixon. Hudson completes the three-point play. He's a 73% free throw shooter. Belton got past Crooks in the short corner and dropped in the floater.
Basketball 101, don't give up the baseline.
Belton with 8 and Arnwine with 8. to pace Tusculum so far. Patty's got the other 3. Not much happening on this possession for LR as McClung, late clock, just has to force it, and a held ball will stay with the Bears as Tusculum got the ball to start the quarter. But Bears are going to have to manufacture something quick here as there's only 1 on the shot clock.
Yeah, Harmon checking back in.
Crooks gets it off just in time to beat the shot clock buzzer.
Being very physical inside the paint. We're going to get a foul here.
Yep, Arnwine fouled by Crooks on the pass. Blakely Crooks with 6 quick points here. That's her first foul, but she was in the starting lineup today for the first time this year, and seems like that move is paying off for Graham Smith.
Yeah, Hudson with 7-2, and like you said, Crooks with 6, 3 for 4 right now from the field.
Harmon still yet to score. She just checked back into the game after the quarter break. Patty fouled by Lindstrom as she's driving there, and Graham Smith says, "What are you doing there to Tilda?" So Tusculum basketball under the basket. Second foul of the quarter on the Bears.
Yeah, Arnwine and Belton both with 8 points right now. And they're the leading scorers for the whole team, so I guess we kind of expected that.
Nice move there from
Rogers
Rogers as she fades away and knocks it down. Got her defender flying right past.
Yeah,
Rogers,
that was smooth.
Only averages about 8.5 points per game, but seems to have a pretty good offensive game. As the Pioneers pack it in defensively. Harmon off the screen. Almost loses it. Lindstrom picks it up. McClung from the wing.
Whoa.
Pure. She struggled with her shot this year. She was only 3 for 22 from 3 coming in, but that one was perfect. And then a steal for LR. Harmon trying to push. They were good on the break on Wednesday. She just throws up a wild one there that's rebounded by the Bears. An open 3 for Crooks. Cleared there by Dixon.
That was something we've seen from Harmon. Once she gets really confident shooting, and we kind of saw it the other night too when she went off for 39 points, she gets really, really confident, and it almost turns into a really wild hook shot, and it goes, and that kind of hurts the team. So I know she's not dominating the stat board with the points today, but if you look, 6 rebounds and 5 assists and a steal. So she's definitely racking up the numbers, just not in points.
That was an offensive foul there on Dixon. That's her second. So both Dixon and Belton with 2 fouls for Tusculum, with still a long way to go before halftime here. Lidstrom loses it almost, has to pick it up. That's Mallory Sherrill in the game. She hasn't seen much playing time this year at all, but with Megan Lansettle out, she injured her leg in practice as Harmon takes the 3. As it bounces at the corner and grabbed by Dixon. But with Lansettle out, that's about 12 to 15 minutes a game that the Bears will have to replace. As Rogers down the lane line goes up through contact, and a foul there on LR as L. Hutchinson got a little physical there after the whistle as Crooks gets whistled for the foul. Looked like maybe a foul on the shot by Rogers, but then they grabbed the rebounding foul on Crooks. That's her second. Both her and Dillinger with 2 fouls now for the Bears. And Crooks will come out, Hudson will come back in.
Yeah, and you're talking a little bit ago about Mallory Sherrill. Now, she did have a pretty big impact the last season where there were some COVID things going on, and there was only 6 players playing at that time. But
including when they played Tusculum. They only had 7 players available here and nearly beat Tusculum out last year.
Yeah, so she has had an impact, and she's just kind of starting to see numbers or some minutes on the court again. So, and she has the height. She has the potential to be a really good player.
Harmon can't buy one around the basket right now, but it'll stay with LR. I mentioned earlier that Maya Belton had 2 fouls. That was incorrect. She only has 1 foul. Dixon, the only Pioneer with 2. They have to throw it deep to Lindstrom. Freshman from Sweden. A lot of pressure defense from Tusculum.
I like the movement from LR right now. Like, there's just a lot of movement, not a whole lot of standing around. Harmon's struggling shooting today. Used up all her luck the other night against Anderson. Maybe she'll find it in the second half, but 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. Really helping out, or her team's helping her out, and that's exactly what we kind of wanted to see, was how the rest of the team would react, and that was a nice floater from Dixon.
That's her first 2 of the game. She does have 4 rebounds and 2 assists, so the 2 leading scorers, well, Dixon's only played 1 game, but she probably would be the leading scorer on the team had she played in every game, but the 2 leading scorers, Harmon and Dixon, only have combined for 2 points thus far here in the first half. Dixon slashes and will head to the free throw line as she gets fouled there by Cheryl, but you can see her confidence in her offensive game just growing here as we progress through this first half.
Yeah, she ran into about 4 Bears there, so there was pretty good potential to be a foul.
Dixon went 9 for 10 from the free throw line in the Newberry win, but misses the first.
Yeah, their team shooting 66% coming into this game from the line.
Splits the pair. The lead is 3 for Tusculum. LR hasn't scored in over 2.5 minutes now as we will head to the media timeout at the next whistle. Post feed to Hudson. She put the ball down and got it ripped by Belton.
Yeah, you can see this Pioneers team adjusting to what Lenoir-Rhyne's doing. They came out strong and firing in the paint, and now Tusculum on the defensive side is really starting to adjust, and you can see it throughout the game so far.
Harmon got a piece of that shot on the help defense, and now here she comes. Feeds Cheryl. Her reverse layup is blocked. Hudson stripped, but a foul. That one's on Dixon, so that is Dixon's second now. I mentioned earlier she had 2 fouls, but that is her second. And Brandy Hudson will be shooting 2 as we take a look at the Spangler replay. Dixon just reaching in there on the help side. Brandy at the free throw line when you come back to the shoe. A 3-point lead for Tusculum on the Bear Sports Network. Back here at the shoe, watched head coach Megan Price and the Pioneers during that timeout in her second season on the bench for the Pioneers. 19-4 in her first season, but they've already matched their loss total from a year ago. But 6-2 in the SAC and everything in front of them here. So obviously a good chance, a chance as any for a repeat in both the SAC regular season and tournament play, as Hudson misses the second. But the ball will stay with Lenoir-Rhyne off the rebound, as Patty should have just grabbed it but didn't.
Yeah, so Lenoir-Rhyne dominating right now in the paint, 14 points compared to the Tusculum's 4, and then just out-rebounding the Pioneers right now. Lenoir-Rhyne with 19 and the Pioneers with 11, and that's more on the offensive side that Tusculum hasn't been able to get control of the ball. So right now, Lenoir-Rhyne doing a really good job. That was a deep three.
It was about 7 on the shot clock when Harmon took that one over the zone. She's been really close. A few of her shots have just barely rimmed out. There's another three for Arnwine that barely grazes the rim, and the rebound grabbed by Harmon.
Yeah, those early spring of threes keeping Tusculum in the game for sure.
Cheryl pivots, just misses the tough two off the front iron. Next foul on LR puts Tusculum in the bonus, by the way, as Crooks heads to the scorer's table to come back in.
Yeah, Dixon has 3 fouls already. It's pretty early to have that many in this game with 3 minutes left in the half.
And a travel there on Sharamond, who just checked into the game, the senior from Cape Coral, Florida, transferred to Tusculum from the College of Central Florida. Just the 5th turnover for the Pioneers, only 6 for the Bears. LR also out-rebounding Tusculum 20-13 right now. They're only shooting at 32% from the floor. The second quarter, much less kind to the Bears offensively. Post feed to Hudson, see if she can get a high percentage look. She does, but bricks it. Brandy, the JUCO transfer from Chicago, has really found her niche in the front court for Graham Smith. Straightaway three from Belton, gets the shooter's touch off the heel and in. And Tusculum has their 6th three of the game and 3rd for Belton. She's the only player in double figures with 11.
Yeah, 46% from the three-point line. That is...
It's an offensive foul on Cheryl off the ball. As Lindstrom will check back in for her. So no free throws because of a team control foul. As we take a look at the Spangler replay, let's see where the foul was. Not a whole lot there, but illegal screen called on Cheryl. Sharamond, who turned it over the last time, too strong, but Belton there to collect the offensive rebound. She's 5 for 7 from the floor to start, and Tusculum's got their biggest lead of the game at 7.
Yeah, that's the first time in this game they've had second chance points. Lenoir-Rhyne doing the same. They've only had 6 second chance points, and that's coming back from those offensive rebounds, and Tusculum just hasn't been able to capitalize on that.
It's a foul on Lexi Patty. Almost got a steal there, but Tusculum's defense has just been smothering here in the second quarter. The Bears have not had anything going on this side of the floor. As you take a look at the fouls, Crooks just got knocked down there. And then she puts it up off the inbound, and it gets blocked by Patty.
We're seeing a lot of wild shots in the paint by Lenoir-Rhyne. They're not setting up and running their offense. It's more of 3 defenders right around one person and just trying to throw it up at the backboard. So I'd like to see a little bit more movement and more space created.
Arnwine got ripped by Hudson on the help defense. Not normally a ball handler, but here she comes up the floor. Lidstrom cut off. Harmon, she's 0 for 9 from the floor to start. She went 15 for 26 against Anderson, but lazy pass there stolen by the Pioneers. 8th turnover for LR. 1 minute to go before halftime. Rogers, she scored a bucket on that exact same move earlier and just misses that shot. Harmon's 9th rebound of this first half. Trying to find her first bucket, and she'll have to wait a little bit longer as that one gets blocked. Already the 5th block of the game for Tusculum.
Yeah, Pioneers playing pretty tough defense in this first half.
And another steal for Lenoir-Rhyne off the inbound, and she stops and lays it in. Nifty move there from the graduate student. She's into double figures now with 10.
Yeah, Belton and Lenoir-Rhyne leading the Pioneers right now. Belton with 13, Lenoir-Rhyne with 10. Pioneers are just shooting really efficient right now. 44% from the field, 46% from the three-point line. That's going to be really tough to beat against the really good shooting team. And another steal.
Rogers takes it from Harmon. Misses the layup, but Sherman there blocked by Lidstrom. 5 seconds to go. Bears have to hurry. Hudson in the paint. Spins. Offensive foul with .7. Brandy gets whistled for her second charge of the half. And the bucket gets wiped off.
This Pioneers team is fired up on the bench right now.
Take a look at the Spangler replay, but Belton, the defense to get in position, and that will take us to the end of the first half. Only 9 points in the second quarter for Lenoir-Rhyne. Tusculum outscores the Bears by 5 in the second quarter and leads by 9 as we've reached the halfway point here in the shoe. Don't forget the men's game is coming up about 25 minutes after we're done here, but 1 half to go in this crucial SAC conference game for Lenoir-Rhyne. They trail by 9. Work to do for the Bears. We'll be back in 15 from the shoe on the Bears Sports Network.
This once-in-a-generation project will give student-athletes an advantage and position Lenoir-Rhyne as a leader in academics and athletics.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Emergencies don't wait. Get to the hospital. Accidents happen. Get well soon. When it hurts to move forward, tackle your pain. Don't make your health wait. See your doctor. Your health means everything.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Doesn't matter who you are, Everett has you covered. Proud sponsor of the LR Bears.
If you play hard, if you use your feet to chase fitness goals, if you stand all day at work, introducing True Energy Infrared Technology Socks. These may be the best socks you ever wear. Our yarn is infused with infrared nanoparticles. Your body's natural heat ignites these tiny particles, producing infrared energy that improves circulation and stimulates cellular recovery. It's not magic, it's rocket science. The perfect sock for your active life, for fitness, performance, recovery. Proven innovation to ignite your true energy.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Celebrate great with Carolina West Wireless. Great new phones and a great customer experience, all on our great nationwide high-speed network. Stop by today and get big savings on select Samsung smartphones, like $350 off the Samsung Galaxy S20 and S20 Plus, and $350 off the Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra. The great savings continue with 4 lines of unlimited data for just $35 a month per line. Celebrate great savings and go stay connected wherever your travels take you.
Paramount Kia in Hickory. We want to see you driving a new Kia or, hey, a quality pre-owned Kia. We've got a huge selection of new and pre-owned Kias. You got to get to Paramount Kia in Hickory, Highway 70, ParamountKia.com.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Second half about 90 seconds away here inside Schuford Gymnasium on the campus of Lenoir-Rhyne. Bears trail Tusculum 31-22. Only mustered 9 points in the second quarter. Didn't score the last 4 minutes and 21 seconds of the quarter. So the Bears kind of sputtered to the finish of the half offensively, Chris. Only 1 for their last 12 from the floor. Going to have to be a lot better in the second half if they want a chance to win.
Yeah, and kind of how we talked about pregame, Emily Harmon needing to spread the ball to create opportunities for herself. Well, she's had those opportunities, but she has 13 missed shots, 0 points on the board, but 9 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal and a block to go with that. So, you know, she is making an impact, but they need to get her scoring because she's had a lot of opportunities to score and just hasn't been able to get it down. Crooks with 6 points, Hudson with 7. And then you look at the string of three-point shots by Tusculum right off the bat. They're shooting 46%. They've hit 6 out of 13. And then they're shooting 41% from the field. So you aren't going to beat a team shooting near 50%. So the Bears' defense was working really well early on where they would crowd the middle and make them shoot those threes. But as they started to shoot the threes, the Bears kind of started moving their defense out around the perimeter, creating those open spaces in the middle, and that's where we see the Pioneers really capitalizing on those opportunities down low like they have been.
So the Bears only shot the ball 29%, 9 for 31 from the floor in the first half. Tusculum better, 41%, but the big story for them offensively was the three-pointers, 6 of them in the first half, including 3 by Maya Belton, the senior from Blythewood, South Carolina. Averages over 12 per game. And Tusculum with the first possession of the second half. And here we go. The first 3 is short from Arnwine. Rebound grabbed by Crooks, who started the game for the Bears and had a big impact as Lindstrom misses the 3. Belton wrestles the rebound away.
Yeah, defensively for the Bears, I don't think they really need to change a whole lot from what they were doing in the first half. And you can kind of see that that's what they're starting to get back into, crowding the paint. Make it really tough to get those shots like that. Create a hectic shot, and I think that's what the Bears are going to go back to early. Make them shoot the threes because it's going to be really tough to go on a streak of 5 3-point shots right in a row.
Hudson mishandles the pass from Crooks. Addie Dillinger is one of the keys for LR and almost turns it over. It's a held ball that will stay with the Bears, but Dillinger, the second leading scorer on this team, only 2 points in the first half, only scored 1 point against Anderson on Wednesday. The Bears are going to need more from her offensively here in this second half if they want a chance to win. 3 to shoot. Crooks has to hurry. Floater off the side of the backboard, and that's a shot clock violation as Dillinger grabbed it late. So the defense that Tusculum was so strong with in the second quarter has continued into the third. But a lazy pass there as Crooks stepped in front of it.
You can see when the Bears really try and set up their offense and don't try and play naturally like they were early in the game, it almost looks like they're thinking way too much and just not playing the game.
Sharamon, the foul there for the Pioneers as she went through the back of Hudson. First foul on her. Harmon's yet to score in this game. Dillinger muscles it up, misses, and it will stay with the Bears with 3 on the shot clock as Hudson crashed the offensive boards. But mentioned the turnovers being an area of improvement for the Bears in the Anderson game. They had 14 total turnovers in that game, but 12 in the first half here today. So 3 to shoot. Crooks off the screen, blocked by Lexi Patty, the freshman from Maryville, Tennessee, has been great defensively, and now 1 on the shot clock for LR. Crooks again fades away, and they just let it go as Tusculum grabs it. Patty kicks. Arnwine thought about the 3. Kicks it out to Belton, who slashes, misses short, but grabs her own miss. Collects it up for 2.
Yeah, those second chance points are going to be really, really big if both teams are going to play really tough right in the paint.
Belton already with a double-double, 15 and 10. That rebound put her into double digits. What a performance for her. Still a long way to go as Hudson misses. She averages 12.5 points per game and 8.5 rebounds per game, so she's a double-double machine. But the presence of Dixon as Hudson whistled for the foul there on the, Crooks whistled for the foul on the trip. First foul of the second half on LR. Third on Blakely Crooks as we take a look. That's just bad luck there. I don't think she really meant to do that as Arnwine gets in the lane and 1. Through the contact from Harmon. Jayla Arnwine, the graduate student from Knoxville, who is now into double figures, will have a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. Not sure what the issue is here.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you either.
Arnwine went to the bench after the and 1 as the subs came in. I thought maybe there was a technical foul for a second, but there wasn't. The officials are talking about it. I looked down. I missed what happened.
Yeah, I went to look at the replay, and that's what happened.
So it is a double technical on Arnwine for Tusculum and Hudson for LR. So there was a technical foul called. So no free throws coming from the technical as those offset each other.
It looks like everybody's confused.
They got in, her and Hudson, Arnwine that is, got into each other's face there as after the and 1. So Hudson gets the tee and Arnwine gets the tee. So that's the first foul on Arnwine and the third on Hudson as Jayla will miss the free throw.
All right, back to basketball.
Bears only 1 single point here. Or actually, they haven't scored yet in this third quarter. It's been over 7 minutes of game time since the Bears have scored a single point. Harmon trying to break that, and she does. Finally breaks the scoring drought, both for the team and herself. That's her first 2 of the game.
Yeah, it's just been so tough for the Bears to score. You have Dixon and Belton normally crowding the...
Rogers threw up a wild shot there as McBride grabs the rebound, but not a very good look there from Jordan. Harmon got the bucket on the last possession. Misses that one too strong. Dixon the rebound. Here she comes, full head of steam. Kick to the corner, open 3 for Arnwine that she passed up. Goes into the contact and will head to the free throw line. Passed up the 3 and will head to the line.
Yeah, I don't know why she passed up the 3 and ran into two defenders down in the paint.
Already the 4th foul of the quarter on LR. Jalea heads to the free throw line and sinks the first.
You're talking about personal fouls. Crooks has 3, and then Dillinger, Lindstrom, and Hudson all have 2. So not not foul trouble just yet, but right on the edge of it.
Lenoir-Rhyne splits the pair. Normally a 69% shooter. But Tusculum only 2 for 5 from the free throw line today. After they got off to that good shooting start in the first quarter, Tusculum has cooled off offensively themselves, but it hasn't mattered. Their defense has locked down the Bears to hold on to this double-digit lead as there was a kickball there on Rogers.
Yeah, it's been a really big defensive game. 5 steals for Tusculum, 4 for the Bears, and then blocks. Tusculum has 7. They're a big block team. Henry leading with 17. Steals, 17 steals.
Harmon misses the 3, but it will stay with LR as Patty wasn't able to corral the rebound as she was battling Dillinger for it. And Harmon just 1 for 13 from the floor and 0 for 4 from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, there needs to be some movement for the Bears right now. A lot of standing around.
Harmon will head to the free throw line as Rogers gets whistled for the foul. Maybe this is what she needs to get herself going offensively. As a trip to the line, she's a 93% free throw shooter.
Yeah.
30 for 32 from the line this season, including 8 for 8 in the Anderson win on Wednesday. Swishes the first. She's basically automatic from the charity stripe.
Yeah, the Bears just need to get any type of points on the board any way they can. Free throws is going to be the best way to do that as she goes for 2 for 2, 4 points on the day.
Lead is 10. It was 9 at halftime, so the Bears have not been able to cut into this thing at all here in the third quarter. Next whistle will take us to the media timeout. Patty crossover, elbow jumper is an air ball short. And here comes Tilda Lindstrom. Tusculum gets back defensively. Harmon drives baseline and just turns it over, and then a foul on McBride will lead to free throws for Tusculum. But Harmon just trying to force that one and turns it over, which leads to the foul. And the free throws will come after the timeout as you take a look at the Spangler replay. But just good defense there from Lenoir-Rhyne as she cut off that baseline. Bears trying to figure it out offensively when you come back to the shoe. Down 10 mid-third quarter here on the Bears Sports Network.
Moret Stadium is an iconic part of LR athletics, hosting games, tailgating, marching band competitions, sports camps, and graduation ceremonies. The stadium serves as a valued focal point for the greater Hickory area. The time has come to renovate the stadium to allow LR to continue to offer our student athletes, fans, and the community an exceptional experience.
Paramount Kia in Hickory. We want to see you driving a new Kia or, hey, a quality pre-owned Kia. We've got a huge selection of new and pre-owned Kias. You got to get to Paramount Kia in Hickory, Highway 70, ParamountKia.com.
Mid-third quarter here at the shoe. 10-point lead for Tusculum over Lenoir-Rhyne here on this Saturday, December 18th, 1 week before Christmas. Eric Bach and Chris Rickenbaugh, glad you're with us on this Saturday afternoon. A rainy one here in Hickory as it's downpouring outside. But Chris, here's a stat for you. Lenoir-Rhyne is 1 for their last 20 from the field. 1 for their last 20. That's not going to win you many ball games, especially against a good team like Tusculum.
Yeah, when Tusculum came out shooting 5 in a row from the three-point line, you had to know it was going to be a high-scoring day for them. 39% from the field, 43% from the three-point line, and now I believe, 57% from the free throw line, 4 for 7. So Tusculum just shooting lights out right now. that's just so tough to defend when a team starts hitting like that. And defensively, I mean, they say in football a great pass is going to beat the best coverage any day. And how that relates to basketball is that, I mean, if you're shooting well, it's going to be tough to defend anyway.
Dillinger, a nice cleanup there on the Harmon miss. But the Bears are 11 for 42 from the field, as that was a wild shot that Lenoir-Rhyne missed off the backboard. Dillinger grabs the rebound. But trading baskets, not going to do it for the Bears. McClung off front iron, no good. Lenoir-Rhyne grabs the rebound.
Yeah, the Pioneers doing a lot better job rebounding defensively, and that's taken away a lot of those second chance points for the Bears.
Rogers stripped by McClung. What a great defensive play as Lindstrom grabs it.
Yeah, McClung, that's going to be her 10th steal on the year.
Also made a three earlier. Harmon looking for Mallory Sherrill there in the post, and they get it to her. Deep catch, left-handed shot, misses a little bit too strong. McClung an open three straight away. Rebound to Rogers. In the lane, stops. Belton the rebound, but she gets stripped, and another block by Lidstrom. There's defense has ramped up here in the latter stages of the third quarter, but they just cannot get anything going offensively, as that's a turnover there. Harmon and Lindstrom not on the same page. Let's take a look at the replay of the two blocks in a row there. All our replays presented by our friends at Spangler Restoration right here in Hickory. Now some full court pressure from the Bears. First time we've seen that all game. It was effective in the Anderson game as they forced the Trojans into a few turnovers.
Yeah, this game's turned into a bit of a scoring lull. Defense and mistakes has really ramped up as this game goes on, but the Bears being down 10, they need to start putting points up on the board.
There's a scoop shot that banks in for Dixon. That breaks a 2-minute-plus scoring drought for Tusculum. They are back in front by 12. Post touch to Dillinger in the short corner against Dixon. Fades away and will head to the free throw line as Dixon commits the foul. That's her fourth. So she'll have to come out here with under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. The only Tusculum player in any type of foul trouble, as you take a look at the replay, just undercuts Dillinger there on the shot. And the first free throw around and in for Maddie, freshman from Waxhaw, 73% from the line.
It's going to be so tough for the Bears to score in the paint now, since Tusculum's kind of put their height to match where Lenoir-Rhyne was playing really well early in the game, and you can see they've just taken away that whole option for the Bears, as there's going to be a timeout.
Megan Price takes the timeout. Her team is up 10 on the Bears on the road. We'll take it with them here on the Bears Sports Network. Back here inside Schuford Gymnasium. on the newly refinished John Lentz Court, part of phase 1 of the renovations that are happening here inside Schuford Gymnasium. New bleachers, more space coming over the summer. This is going to turn into a really big-time facility come next volleyball season, and obviously next basketball season. Bears down 10 to Tusculum, under 2 to go here in the third quarter. Their defense has kept them in this game, but they just have struggled so mightily on the offensive end. Under 25% from the field here in this one. Rogers slashes in the lane, gets the circus shot to drop plus the foul. She's the smallest player on the floor at 5'5". The junior from Texas gets the tough 2 to drop plus the foul.
Yeah, I feel like we've said her name quite a bit today. Jordan Rogers, only 4 points on the day, heading to the line for 1.
Hudson comes back in. That's actually Rogers' 7th point. She's 3 for 3 from the line, but only 2 for 8 from the floor. But I agree with you. She's been super active, pushing the issue offensively, been smothering defensively.
Yeah, Arnwine and Belton have really taken the scoring to the next level here. 15 points of 13. But Rogers in there at 7.
Dillinger throws up a wild reverse shot, but it'll stay with the Bears off of Sharamond. Sharamond is in for Dixon, who has 4 fouls. So with Dixon on the bench, feels like this is the opportunity for the Bears to cut into this lead. Got to imagine she'll be on the bench for at least through the end of the third quarter, probably the first few minutes of the fourth with those 4 fouls. McClung's floater into contact, and a blocking foul called on Arnwine as Hannah McClung will head to the free throw line as you take a look at the Spangler replay.
Looking at the percentages, the free throw line is going to be the best way for the Bears to put points on the board. So they need to get every trip to the line, they need to be getting those points, because if it comes down to it, Lenoir-Rhyne shooting just under 90%.
Hannah swishes both.
Yeah, just under 90%. Only missed 1 free throw on the day so far, where Tusculum's missed 3.
But they've only shot 9 free throws is the problem. The percentage is good. Tusculum shot 8, so the free throw is just about a wash. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Rogers picks up her dribble and turns it over. Fast break opportunity for the Bears. Harmon gives it off to Lindstrom, who leaves it short, gets her own miss, and will head to the free throw line. But just a missed opportunity there for the Bears, even though they will get 2 free throws out of it. That's a fairly open look from close range there for Lindstrom that she's just not able to convert. Harmon set her up really well.
It just looks very, very rushed.
Tilda gets the friendly roll on the first free throw off the front iron, backboard and in. Only 1 for 4 from the free throw line on the year, but hits them both. And the free throws are the only reason this game is close at all for the Bears. They're 10 for 11 from the line, so almost a third of their points have come from the charity stripe. 30 seconds, about a 2-second difference between game and shot clock here as the third quarter winds down. Rogers almost turns it over, just barely kept it in the front court.
We haven't seen the Bears press a whole lot.
Sharamond into the chest of Hudson, lays it in.
Pioneers getting a lot of tough buckets. Bears probably going to run out the clock here.
And another turnover, bad pass from Lindstrom. 1 second to go. Sharamond launches from the volleyball line, way too strong. But Tusculum led by 9 at halftime. They've extended that lead to 11. So we've reached the end of the third quarter. Pioneers holding the Bears to 23% shooting from the floor. Lots of work to do for Graham Smith and the Bears as they try to figure things out. 10 minutes to go. Tusculum by 11 on the Bears Sports Network.
Doesn't matter who you are, Everett has you covered. Proud sponsor of the LR Bears.
If you play hard, if you use your feet to chase fitness goals, if you stand all day at work, introducing True Energy infrared technology socks. These may be the best socks you ever wear. Our yarn is infused with infrared nanoparticles. Your body's natural heat ignites these tiny particles, producing infrared energy that improves circulation and stimulates cellular...
Around the entire Bear defense for that layup.
Yeah, Rogers and Arnwine just kind of running around the Bears defense right now, making them scramble a little bit.
15 for Arnwine and 15 for Belton to pace Tusculum. No other Pioneer has more than 5 points as that foul is called on Belton. That's her second. So Dixon still on the bench with 4 fouls. After 21 points in her season debut against Newberry on Wednesday, she has run into some foul trouble today. Only 5 points as there's another miss for the Bears as that shooting percentage just continues to sink for LR. They've only scored 12 points here in the second half.
Yeah, and the biggest difference have been the points in the paint, where Lenoir-Rhyne was dominating early, and now Tusculum's starting to settle into the game, change their defense up, and really adjust.
As she got completely past Brandy, but Tatum McBride fouled her on the help side defense. So the senior from Cape Coral, Florida, will head to the stripe.
I didn't see a whole lot of contact there, but
I think that McBride was in the restricted area, though, so don't need a whole lot there. Sherman only 4 for 5 from the free throw line this season. Swishes the first. Take a look at the replay. Yeah, McBride right there in the middle of the restricted area, so any contact's going to be whistled. Bricks the second, and a foul on L. Hutchinson on Dillinger as she grabbed that rebound as Crooks comes back in. Second foul on Tusculum here in the first 90 seconds of the fourth quarter, but the Bears haven't scored in just under 2 minutes of game time, and they're 1 for their last 10 from the floor. It's not going to win you any games, no matter who the opponent is.
Yeah, something's going to have to change right now, and it's got to start with 8.5 minutes left in the game. Either got to get on a scoring drive or find something that works and put yourself on the free throw line, because that's their only bright spot of the day so far, a little over 90%, 10 for 11.
Hudson shot fake to the rim, muscles it in. Brandy's got 9 points. That leads the Bears. Emily Harmon only 4 points in this game after 39 last time out.
Down 12, 8 minutes left. That's going to be really tough to make up, but it's going to help if...
Steal from Lindstrom ahead to Hudson. Great play by Tilda to set that one up. And now a little bit of life for the Bears after back-to-back buckets by Hudson. Still time for LR if they can find their footing offensively. Tusculum hasn't exactly lit it up offensively themselves. Here's an open three for Hutchinson. Oh, what gets the roll was too strong, but it bounced around and down. That's a big shot for Tusculum. That's their first three of the second half. They hit 6 threes in the first half, and the first one of the second half extends the lead to 13. Dillinger on the lane line. Pivots to the middle and will head to the line as Rogers went in and reached for the foul. That's Jordan's third, and the third on Tusculum here in the fourth quarter. As now I wondered when we'd see Brianna Dixon come back in, and here she is with her 4 fouls coming back in at the 7:05 mark of the game.
Yeah, you don't really think about how big those threes were early in the game. That really kept them in. If they didn't have those threes and they were just regular from the field, this would be about a 4 or 5 point game. That's a completely different game from what we're seeing right now. So you just got to think how hot they were in the beginning of the game. It's showing how much it saved them now because of how stale the scoring has been in the second half.
The phenomenal free throw shooting continues as well for the Bears. They're now 12 for 13 from the line. It's the only reason why this game is still within reach.
Yeah, win or lose, you got to take that free throw percentage.
Lenoir-Rhyne stripped by Harmon.
That looked like a handoff.
Numbers for the Bears. Emily's floater gets the friendly roll off front iron. Back to single digits now. First time we've been able to say that in a while. Still an eternity left in this game. Another steal. Harmon steps in the passing lane and lays it in with the left hand. Turnovers for touchdowns have helped the Bears out here in the fourth quarter. Timeout Tusculum as the momentum is starting to shift here in this fourth quarter. If you take a look at the Spangler replay, Harmon only 3 for 16 from the floor, but she's continued to play really hard. 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, a block. So maybe some life here for the Bears after a couple of steals, couple of layups. Those are some high percentage shots that the Bears have been getting recently, Chris.
Absolutely. It's going to be really tough to miss those layups, but, you know, the points in the paint, the Bears with the steals. So the Bears have 9 steals on the day so far. The Pioneers with 7, and we've seen 3 steals turn into points just in the last minute.
Yeah, a little 6-0 burst for the Bears over the last minute 15, but they had 12 turnovers in the first half and only 3 in the second half. That combined with the free throw shooting has kept this game within striking distance for LR.
Yeah, and I mentioned the free throw shooting only when they had 6 or 7, and I said if they keep going with this free throw shooting, that's going to be their best chance to stay in this game. If they can knock all of those free points down, you know, they're going to set themselves up really, really nice in the end. And if this game comes down to free throws, this Lenoir-Rhyne team is looking really good. But they got to get there first.
So Belton tried to sub in late there after the timeout, but it was after the horn, so she's not allowed in. So she'll be back in at the next whistle. Dixon still on the floor with 4 fouls. It would be nice for the Bears if they could get her 5th foul, get her out of the game. Here she is with the basketball here working against Dillinger. Into the paint, scoop shot, misses right. Fight for the rebound is won by Tusculum.
Yeah, Dixon's such a physical player. We've seen that all day. She's got only 5 points, but 6 rebounds and a pair of assists.
Rogers, offensive foul.
Yeah, came in with some steam, and we've seen that all day. Rogers has just been running around this Bears defense. Only 5 points on the day, but now she's in foul trouble.
Yeah, that's her 4th. So take a look at the Spangler replay as Crook steps over. Oh, she might have been in the restricted area.
I think her heels were on it.
Bears a little bit lucky there. Dillinger looking for Hudson. May have traveled down the lane line. Misses off the backboard, and the rebound ripped away by Lenoir-Rhyne.
Yeah, missed wild shots has been the Bears' downfall today. Just really off because those Pioneers have been playing so tough in the paint in the second half of the game, or really after the first quarter.
Pressure defense from Harmon prevents the dribble handoff. Rogers with her 4th foul, slashes to the rim, puts up the circus shot, misses everything. Belton the rebound, no reset on the shot clock, and a foul late. Oh, a bailout there by Dillinger as she hit Lexi Patty there late. It was actually on Lindstrom, the foul, but they had Tusculum dead to rights there, and you see Tilda Lindstrom just with the contact on Patty there with a half second to go on the shot clock. But a missed free throw. Tusculum now only 6 for 11 from the free throw line. She splits the pair. The lead is back to 8.
Yeah, we'll see what Emily Harmon can do. She's her best when she can play fast. If she has to sit here and set up the play,
she'll take the three.
Man,
off
just
the
a
back
little bit
iron.
off.
Hudson grabs it. Left-handed layup is short. Had to have that one if you're the Bears, and then they commit the foul. That's just a tough sequence there for LR as Hudson had an open path to the basket, missed the layup, and then the foul on the Bears. That's on Crooks. That's her fourth. She's the first Bear with 4 fouls. Hudson and Lindstrom both with 3, but a turnover. Bears have forced a few turnovers out of their press. Post feed to Hudson. She goes up and gets fouled by Dixon, and now she's out of the game. That's her 5th with 4:21 to go.
Yeah, she can't believe it. That's going to put Sherriman, into the game.
That's a big call in this game as Dixon goes out. It's a long time to not have probably your best overall player in Dixon. I know she hasn't scored the ball super effectively today, but
yeah, she had 21 points their last game against Newberry, so coming off hot.
Free throw shooting continues for the Bears. Hudson's got them both. The lead is 6. Press continues for LR, but Rogers breaks it with her dribble, and Harmon fouls her from behind. That is the 4th on the Bears in the 4th quarter, 3rd on Harmon.
I think
no, actually the 2nd on Harmon, pardon me.
Yeah, Patty just found a slick spot on the court.
Take a look at the Spangler replay. There's the foul. So Rogers went down. Feels like it's got to be Belton and Arnwine here for Tusculum down the stretch.
Yeah, the Bears not out of it just yet. But yeah, the 2 leading scorers, you got to give it to them, I would think.
This is Belton, leaves it short off the backboard, and Hudson ends up with the loose ball.
The Bears out rebounding today, 42 to 30, excuse me.
It includes 19 offensive rebounds for LR as well.
And that's the biggest difference.
Hudson shot fake through contact,
wow.
Around and out. Dillinger grabs it and collects another offensive rebound. Put back, the lead is 4. Press continues. Sherriman gets it back to Arnwine, who almost traveled. And it ends up as the ball is loose and off the leg of Hudson back to Tusculum. But it should be a 10-second violation. There's 19 on the shot clock, right?
I would think so, unless they got it across court.
So the officials are coming to explain this to Graham Smith.
That would be a backcourt violation.
I guess they said that maybe the Bears had possession on it for a second. That's probably why they didn't call the violation there. Harmon called for the foul on Rogers.
She got a hand in there. That's going to be called every time.
Yep, that's the 4th on the 3rd on Harmon, the 5th on the Bears. So both teams shooting free throws the rest of the way. But Tusculum hasn't scored in a minute and a half, and it's a 10-1 run for the Bears over the last 4 minutes.
That's going to be Harmon's 3rd. Not quite in foul trouble, but 3 minutes left. You just gotta think about it for a second.
Rogers misses the first. Free throw struggles continue for Tusculum. They've had a chance to maybe put this game away here late and have missed a ton of free throws as Rogers misses them both. The door is wide open for the Bears. Let's see if they can take it.
Yeah, that was huge right there. 3 points, you can't give that up. 50% from the free throw line.
Hudson shot fake, loses it, back to Tusculum. Graham Smith is all over the officials right now. This full court press has been really effective for the Bears. And a foul there from behind.
No, wow.
As Patty goes down. That one's on Harmon, now her 4th. So she's gotten 3 fouls here in the 4th quarter. That has changed the complexion of the game for her as we take a look. Yeah, she just wrong place, wrong time for her as she pushed Patty in the back. Patty kind of stopped short, I think, as she makes the first, and Harmon wasn't expecting her to stop right there, and she just ran into her.
I thought they were going to call it on Hudson, but I was looking at the wrong person.
Hudson has 3 fouls as well, so would have been the 4th foul either way, no matter who they picked. The lead is back to 6 as Patty makes them both. Crooks, the feed to Hudson at the elbow. Back to Crooks. 18-footer misses long. The rebound to Arnwine.
We haven't seen a lot of those shots today at all.
Rogers off the screen. Around Hudson, lays it in. She's just so quick.
Yeah.
Tusculum's found their footing the past few possessions.
A 3 would really help the Bears right now.
Bears are 1 for their last 14 from behind the three-point line. They only have 2 threes the whole game, and both of them came in the first half. Harmon continues that cold streak from the outside. Rebound to Sharamond.
I think Harmon was looking for the foul there, but not going to get it.
Sharamond almost traveled, takes the 3, leaves it short. Harmon the rebound, her 10th of the game. Ahead to Hudson. Crossover, Brandy to the rim, and a blocking foul called. She'll head to the free throw line.
This is where the Bears have made up a lot of their points, but down 8, minute 22 left. You're going to have to start fouling, so we're going to have to see somebody come in that really hasn't been in the game to give those fouls. You could see Hannah McClung come back in.
First free throw missed by Hudson.
It's only their 2nd of the day missed.
She leads the Bears with 13 points and misses them both. After the Bears have lived at the free throw line, especially this half, big couple of misses there for Hudson. Arnwine had an open 3 but wisely passed it up. Dillinger called for the hand check there. I'm not sure there was much there, but that's not the worst thing in the world for the Bears to save some clock.
Yeah, put the Pioneers, who've been struggling on the free throw line, 66% on the year, and they're at just a little under that now.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Wow.
Calling it close.
Wow. Arnwine hits them both. It's back to 10.
Bears had a shot, just not able to capitalize. Going to have to hit a 3 or make something big here. But we just haven't seen that all game.
Not in any hurry. Harmon. Floater from the short corner misses. The rebound grabbed by Arnwine. Almost turns it over in the corner, but Rogers gets it. Here she comes. The speedy Rogers, and an offensive foul called.
Really?
Push off, I guess.
And Rogers is out of the game.
Yeah, that's her 5th. So her and Dixon both out of the game now. And a timeout called by Graham Smith. Take a look at the replay here. Yeah, there's a little push off there. As you can see, Lindstrom's path got altered as Rogers pushed off.
So 38 seconds left. Bears down by 10. You know, fouls and the free throw line are going to be a part of it. just see if the Bears can claw their way back in. But the Pioneers, who have been struggling from the free throw line, if they keep putting them on the free throw line and they make them, that puts Lenoir-Rhyne out of the game for sure. But I think that's going to be their best chance other than hoping for a three, because they just have not shot well all day. Emily Harmon, 3 for 19 from the field, over 6 from the three-point line. The Bears have only hit 2 threes.
Right, the Bears are going to have to
day.
make threes to come back here, and it hasn't happened all day long, so something's going to have to change.
And they can't do it this way, taking up time.
Hudson. Harmon, a contested 3 from the corner, spins out. And the rebound ripped away there by Arnwine, right out of the hands of Dillinger, and the shot clock is off now. See if the Bears will foul. Looks like they will not. So that will do it. It looked a little shaky there for Tusculum in the mid-fourth quarter when the Bears got some steals and runouts. But the reigning SAC tournament champions weather the storm and grab a big 10-point road win today in conference play. Just didn't have enough offense today, did the Bears, to make this really interesting down the stretch.
Yeah, when you look at 11% from the three-point line and then 26% from the field, that's just so tough to overcome. Especially with Tusculum coming out with 5 threes right off the bat. They're 43% from the three-point line and 40% from the field. A team that's shooting that well, it's going to be so hard to beat. But something the Bears can take from this day is how well they shot from the free throw line, because it did put them back in the game when they were down quite a bit, and then they out-rebounded the Pioneers. And those two things really kept them in the game. There was a big scoring lull, but that's going to be the big takeaway from today.
And defensively for the Bears, an area that they had really struggled. They were second worst in the SAC in field goal percentage defense. I mean, they hold Tusculum to 40% today and right on their season average of around 59 points per game. So defensively, the Bears had a strong showing today, but just didn't have enough offense down the stretch to find a win here on home floor today.
Yeah, I mean, you're right there.
So Bears fall by 10 to Tusculum, 58-48. For Chris Rickenbaugh, I'm Eric Bach and the rest of our crew. We'll be back in about 25 minutes for Tusculum and Lenoir-Rhyne on the men's side. Bears trying to bounce back after a couple of close losses in a row against one of the best teams in the SAC. The Pioneers are coming in here with a really strong record. Blake Simmons and I will tell you all about it in about 20 minutes right here on the Bears Sports Network.